Hi everybody, it's Leanne again with another YouTube video. And before we start this time, I want to show you this month's challenge on my One Creative Family page. We have a little challenge going where you create an art journal page and something extra like an art journal tag or a gift card or something, basically a paper craft with the palette in autumn colours. Here is the picture that is on our One Creative Family page on Facebook, so if you want to join in, go and check that out. Okay, so today we are making Christmas gift tags. These are great for sticking on the front of cards, onto presents, or just being something really cute to spend your day making. And we are going to be using old Christmas cards and children's craft kits to make these, and they're really simple to make. I'm just showing you some of the ones that I've made over the past couple of days while I've been sick. Excuse my dodgy dressing gown sleeves. Like I said, I've been sick for about 2 weeks, so I've been doing some crafts just to keep myself from going insane and lying in bed and watching far too much Netflix. Okay, these tags you can get just about everywhere, the white, the brown ones, you can get them in most craft shops, but today I'm actually going to use one of these little cards that came from a children's Christmas craft kit last year and turn it into a tag myself. It's pretty simple to do. You just cut yourself a rectangle and then cut off the two top corners. I'm just using this tag as a guide because I wanted mine to be absolutely perfect, but you don't need to do this. Cut off those two top corners, and then you're going to punch a hole in the top center of your tag, and voila, you have yourself a little card tag. You can make these out of absolutely anything. Simple yet effective. These are some of the cards that I had left from my children's Christmas cards last year. They like to buy them to give to school friends, so we always have some extras lying around and some gift tags. Every year when I put away the Christmas decorations, I gather up the cards that have been given to us and the ones that we haven't used yet and put them in a box for exactly this purpose. Today I'm going to be using these little reindeer ones, and as I have multiples of them, I'm going to use the image to make a 3D image for the front of my tag. It's really simple to do. You just need duplicates of the image that you're using. So this works best with leftover Christmas cards. Cut out the little figure. And then with the second card, I'm just going to cut out the parts of the picture that I want to be raised. The little head, the little scarf. If you notice I haven't cut the antlers out as they would be really fiddly, so I'm just going to draw them on the tag after I've placed my reindeer. I'm using the white card here that came from the back of the card to make the ground in my tag. This tag is pretty busy with using this coloured background, so I'm just breaking up a little bit, adding something for the reindeer to sit on. And I noticed that the inside of the card has a really cute sentiment, so I'm just going to cut that out and keep that for another tag. I'm using double-sided sticky tape. You can get this at most arts and crafts shops. In fact, even my local supermarkets sell this really cheaply. It's really great for card making. Quick, easy, no fuss, no mess. And it's strong enough to keep your tag together. I'm just sticking this on and then trimming it out to fit the card perfectly. Okay, now I've done that, I'm just placing my reindeer to see exactly where I want it to be. I'm using foam tape this time that's slightly thicker than double-sided tape. Once again, you can get this in Poundland, you can get it online, you can get it in most arts and crafts shops, and my local supermarkets sell it too. You can get it in most places. I'm using some foam squares, which is the same as foam tape but pre-cut, just to lift up my head and give dimension to my little person here. I'm going to put the scarf on the thinner foam tape, and then I'm going to raise the head onto a double layer of foam tape just to give him more height to his head, make it stand out away from the scarf. And this is just a little trick to add dimension to your tag. It'll make your little character come to life. Sticking his little scarf on here. And this is when I realised I want his head to be a little further forward than the scarf, so I'm just doubling up my foam tape. And like I said, you can make these from so many things that you find in children's craft kits. Around about Christmas, they sell lots and lots of children's craft kits really cheaply. They come with things like the little googly eyes and pom-poms and glitter and card and stickers. You can actually buy children's card making kits for Christmas, and they're great things to collect and save up, because all the little bits and pieces come in really handy when you're making Christmas tags like this. I mean, I bought nothing for this project. This is all things that were in my house already from last Christmas. I'm just outlining my snow with Sharpie pens. Sharpie pens are permanent, so they won't smudge once they dry, even when they're on a smooth card surface like this. And you can get them pretty much anywhere. I'm just positioning my little reindeer there where I'm going to put his antlers. I'm giving myself a bit of a clue where he's going to sit, and then I can draw the antlers on the back of the card. Well, first I decide that I'm going to give him some shading, in fact, because he looks a little flat. And don't be afraid to do things like shading and adding little details to your figurines, even if they have come from a card. It just makes it more personal, it makes it look more handmade and gives them more dimension. Now I'm putting his antlers in place. I just gave myself two little marks as to where they should be, and now I'm sort of copying on the card the kind of shape they were, just so that they look right when his little head is nestled on the card. And then just checking that they look cute, and there we go. See, I didn't need to cut out those antlers, they look perfectly fine, drawn on in Sharpie marker. I'm just outlining my card. I really like to give everything I do an edge, it sort of frames it in a way. I'm going with red because there's red in the tag. Normally I use blank tags as my background, but I wanted to show you that if you don't have any tags, you can make tags from pieces of your Christmas card. The more we use and recycle, the better. Positioning my little reindeer, just checking that everything is how I want it to be, and now I'm adding silver snowflakes to the back. Quite easy, just dotting it on with a Sharpie paint pen. These pens do take a little longer to dry when they're the paint markers, so just be aware of that. If you use them, you can smudge them quite easily. And now I'm using Mod Podge Dimensional Magic, which is a bit like Glossy Accents, only thinner. I'm just using that to bring out the nose, bring out little details on the card, the antlers, to give them a little bit of dimension and some shine, and it makes it look more like there's an embellishment on your card rather than you've just drawn something on. I love the Dimensional Magic. I've actually nearly finished mine and I had to order another one. I'm just adding some snow to the bottom of my scene, and later on I'll be adding a layer of glitter to this extra little bit. Okay, so now that is all dry, I left it sitting for a couple of hours. I am going to finally position my reindeer, but first I'm just going to add some little pink details, some little rosy cheeks, and I decide that he really needs some googly eyes. I was trying to decide on which size I was going to use. Both of these came in a children's craft kit, so I have really tiny ones and the next size up, and I decide on the smaller ones just so that it looks cute. Sticking them on with some relief paste, which is glass liner. It's basically gel medium in a tube. Putting them in place and positioning him once more. I find it best to do everything you're going to do to your reindeer before you stick them to your tag. It just makes it easier. And these are just some plastic rhinestone strips that I don't even know where they came from. I think they were also in a children's craft kit, and I'm just adding them to the scarf for a little sparkle. You can never have too much sparkle when it comes to Christmas cards. In fact, you can never have too much sparkle when it comes to anything in life. I'm giving my little snowflakes an extra dot because I felt like some of them were semi-transparent. And positioning one more time, and I realised that the Merry Christmas that I want at the bottom, the foam stickers get in the way of his foot, so I just trimmed back his foot so that they'll sit nicely against it. Just touching up little bits and pieces before I really stick him down. I did think about adding one of these tree tags, but decided that there was enough going on in the background. Now, you can use old tags too, just leave, if they're brand new ones, leave the little hole in and don't take them out. You can tape the hole in place from the back, and you don't really notice them when you use them on tags. There are lots of ways to disguise the holes if you use a tag to make an embellishment. Okay, so I decided my little reindeer needed a hat. It just looked a little plain, and the scarf needed to be balanced out, that blue. So I just drew a little hat there, and I'm just colouring it in with the Sharpie markers. I mean, Sharpies are not that great for blending, but they do okay. They're kind of an all-purpose marker pen. The fact that they draw on most things, and they're permanent so they don't smudge. Okay, I'm just going to cut that out. Do they call this fussy cutting? I'm not a fan of cutting things out, but sometimes needs be. I find it really fiddly and annoying. It's just not my favourite thing to do. I'll avoid cutting things out at all costs if I can. So much so I've actually just got an embossing and cutting machine for doing future cards because I really hate cutting things out. Just adding some final details to my little hat, and then I'm going to glue him to my reindeer. I'm sorry if I sound really rubbishy in this video and the previous one. Like I said, I'm still recovering from a really bad bug that's had me floored for over 3 weeks, and I hope to be feeling better soon. Everyone in my house has it. It's not a nice bug. It started with like a sickness bug and then moved into a flu, and we're all choked with the cold and coughs and just feel really achy and lethargic. It's just not a very nice bug. Finally sticking my reindeer on. Finally. Well, actually, I semi-stick my reindeer on. I realised once he's on the paper that I actually forgot to take the backing off of my double-sided tape, and I have to lift him up and take that tape off. As you can see. And he is finally being nestled on my tag. Okay, so I'm going to stick on the sentiment here. Now, you could be done at this stage if you don't like really fussy cards. You could just leave it alone, but I'm a little extra and I'm never happy. I like the finishing details, and I could add details all day long. So I decide, firstly, he needs a pom-pom on his hat. This is just from a children's craft kit, and to make it lie a bit flatter, I'm just going to snip a little bit of the pom-pom off at the back to give it a flat base so it sits on the hat better. I'm just using tacky glue to hold that in place. And this is where I decide to outline him a little bit better. Even though I did the edge of the card when I first was putting him together, I think he needs a little bit extra outlining. So just going in with the same brown Sharpie marker and drawing around him. Like I said, it's quite a busy background, so I'm fighting with the background here for this tag, which is why I normally just use plain craft paper brown tags. But you know, I wanted to show you something different, so We are fighting with a very busy background. I think he's quite adorable actually. I really like how this reindeer turned out. It's not my favourite tag in the ones that I've made over the last few days, but I do really like him. I feel that outlining all your little bits and pieces that you cut out really helps make them look like they're meant to be that shape. So going with colours that are really close to the colour they are, like that little red Merry Christmas there, just outlined with a slightly darker red pen, it really helps them pop. I'm just taking some dimensional magic to some little areas, the tummy and the foot pads, just to give them a little bit of dimension, touching up where I smudged my pen. Okay, now it should be dry, I think. I've probably left this for a couple of hours, judging by how glossy it looks. And I think I was sitting here pondering what I was going to do to this next. It didn't feel finished to me, even though it really could have been for some people. So I decided to add some extra detailing. Add a little black area to his nose and to his antlers to bring them out. I felt they were too pale when it came against the red. And adding some glossy dimensional magic. I do own glossy accents too, but like I said, dimensional magic is thinner, it's more liquid, and sometimes with things like this I prefer it, it's quicker to dry. And back to my trusty nail varnish. This is just a cheap brand nail varnish that came from Poundland. It's a holographic silver glitter, and I use this for embellishments all the time. I do have a Wink of Stella pen in the clear, which is a silver glitter, but I actually find the nail varnish to be more prominent when it comes to things where you want a lot of glitter. The Wink of Stella pen is more of a shimmer. I realised I forgot to outline his belly. Okay, so the background, I was thinking of ways that I could tone down all that stripage, so I'm adding some flatback petals as snowflakes, and I think this is the final touch that it actually needs. I start picking them up and realise they're really fiddly and they're falling about, so I start looking for my gem pen, which is a tool to help you pick up things like rhinestones and petals. I finally find it. The bit on the end is wax, so it looks really grubby because it's been used a lot. Add in a few more petals because I felt like I didn't have enough, and then I decided to make a little pile of snowballs right at the side there. It's all in the details, people. I think that looks pretty cute. So I left that to dry again, and we're finally on to the last bits. Because of that red Christmas tag down in the corner, I decided to balance the card by adding red in the top opposite corner. This is just a pre-made bow. I think these came once again in a craft kit, a children's craft kit. I tend to buy my kids lots of craft kits around Christmas because they're so cheap and they do like doing crafts in the holidays. And then I end up with lots of leftovers for the rest of the year, which I end up using. So that's the bow in place, and to finish my tag, it needs some strings at the top of the tag. I always like to put multiple strings to add a little pop of colour. So I'm picking out 3 sort of colours: a natural twine, the red and the blue. No, sorry, it's the green and the blue, it's not the red, sorry. Pick out the green and the blue because there's enough red on this card now. And the blue is actually glitter as well. So you pull them all together, you fold them in half, and then you insert the loop through the back of the tag and pull the remaining strings through that loop that you have created and pull it tight. And that will finish off your tag. Just trim off those ends to make them all neat. and then you can go and tie this to a parcel, present, or glue it onto a little mini card and it will look adorable. And that is the finished tag. Recycling your old Christmas card tags and cards to make something new for this year. Now before I go, I want to show you that on Amazon you can actually pick up my unicorn themed Red Colour and Create journal. It's an activity book which is lots of fun, so there'll be a link in the blog post below. Bye!